So, I'm going live again, because, like I said, from March to August, I called the police over 9 times on this man. For first and foremost, putting my son in danger. I went to his parents, his mom, told them all about it, tried to get him out of my house. He didn't understand the word no. I showed multiple videos in my previous video of him all over my house, crying, threatening me, all types of stuff. The state attorney has this stuff, the lawyer has this stuff, the judge, all of them has all of the incidents that led up to this. The reason why I'm calling the police, and even faster when my son here and you're on these same issues, you're causing this same problem. Okay, so he continues to try to find access to me. Like I said, I was told to go to DuPage County to file an order of protection on this man. CPS followed me to DuPage County to use this information against me, to call me in October and still indicated me. Went to my ex-husband and tried to make it seem like, if he would have issues with them, if he allowed my son to be in my house. But like I said, I showed you multiple times in the video of me with my son, me going to visit with my, going places, swimming at the pool and all that. Like I said, the state attorney, the lawyer, she has all that. All of it's in my phone, in my iCloud. I can show it back over again if necessary. Okay, so anyway, this man just texted me talking about, I call him a fucking psycho because of the stuff, talking about he's teaching me a lesson, or, he can't go anywhere, don't have anywhere to go. And he's only can be with me, and he, don't have any life, or, all this. I have video of him saying that he was speaking something in Spanish on the floor crying. And I want to get it translated to see what he was saying. So sorry, fucking Silky Psycho, because you were going to fuck a guy, and please don't give me shit. I'm really sorry for leaving you, and that you were going to fuck this guy like you did me. Excuse me? So how does fucking or anything? First of all, I don't want you touching me, near me. I ain't want you touching my son. That was mentioned in the DCF papers. Even the police said that in one of the descriptions, that she said she didn't want this man touching her son or her. So what is fucking, or any of that? And I'm a grown wonder where I'm fucking or not ain't your fucking a fucking point. If I've been calling the police on getting this man who done pushed me, who done ran into my face twice and broke my fucking teeth, you know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm the fucking psychopath, right? I'm the fucking, this motherfucker barely speaks, can speak English, but talking about translating it or filling out an application or reading something, you don't even realize until you go into a place with somebody that asks out to fill out an application that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay. So, let alone, you get what I'm saying? So it says something about, because I'll break all this shit down. When you were things happening, so I don't know if you remember that those people who protect the child left you alone, but made another man and another man listen to the guy you brought home to do the same thing you did with me and offer the apartment just like another apartment you had with your ex-husband. Excuse me, I worked 4 fucking jobs when I was fucking homeless, put out before Christmas to move with my ex-husband. Bitch, I ain't even know you. I ain't even know you, right? So that means I had to tell you that I even lived in this fucking apartment. So I didn't even fucking know you, right? Until I started working a second fucking job because we were about to get evicted out of that motherfucking place because we got an eviction letter on the door. You can go pull up the motherfucking papers and see where I paid them extra $1,500 after I went and got a second fucking job to keep the Riverstone apartment before I walked off on my ex because he decided that he was going to go and ask my stepdaughter's mother for sexual fucking favors while I'm out working 2 fucking jobs. Okay, so I walked the fuck out, left the apartment, furniture, clothes, wedding dress, everything that I ever had. I left that shit right there in that motherfucking apartment. I'm talking about, you talking about heels from motherfucking days. We used to go out in college, when I used to travel with the SEC with my team all the time. They'll tell you, we hit the city, we go compete, we going out. So heels for motherfucking days, and not even church. You can ask Miss Debbie, all the people who lived around them when I dressed up and went to church, how I was dressed and stuff. So, like, I left all this stuff at this apartment. So, what exactly did I do to you at my ex-husband house? Besides rent out from your motherfucking mom, paying her $300 a fucking month, and then ending my fucking lease and paying for my son's daycare, putting you on my membership at Pelican Harbor so you can even have a fucking membership, huh? Opening you up a membership at Planet Fitness. These are the things, right? Oh, telling you to go your ass to work. So this is my the ex-boyfriend, the one I started dating after I'm going through my divorce and stuff. So he's gonna sit here and say, home, did you hold on? This because this some bullshit. You made another man listen to the guy you brought home to do some what fucking man? Who? Who? Huh? You talking about the guy who has a son and a wife, and the guy who watched my son while these motherfucking people telling me my son is not allowed in this place? That person? Because matter of fact, you don't even have a car to help me when my motherfucking car totaled and I had to pay for to go to work and Uber every fucking day to go to my guest teaching job. Um, I'm looking for cars. I told him my car taking you to fuck to work. So you couldn't help me. You couldn't come up there. If matter of fact, I'm trying to get the fuck away from you, right? Right. That's why I'm even up in this courthouse in a place first to get you the fuck out of my house. So why would I be even having any contact with you? So if you're talking about, like, I'm trying to figure out what guy you're fucking talking about. If you're talking about any guy, you're talking about this guy. And I think I even mentioned this guy to my mom. His name was Arthur. I wish I could find his ass, but I bet you he recorded up there on that courthouse because he sat right up there and watched my motherfucking son while they kept denying my fucking order of protections. So I bet you if they got video of that shit too. So he gonna sit here and say, I went to, hold on. Like him, you started your finger when I went to work and told you my life was going right and how you are the shit. So please tell me, let me have a friend and let you have a friend that make me feel like who? Who? So basically, you basically said I sat here after you fucked for my son. I'm calling the police on you and told you, oh yeah, it's okay for us to live together. I'm gonna have friends. You no, bitch, get the fuck out of my house. I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't want shit to do with you. I don't want you touching me or my son. Why the fuck did the police even mention that in the papers on one of the calls where they came in? Even mentioned it, said it. Oh, she said, oh, she didn't want him touching her son or her anymore. But in their regards, they were trying to make it seem like, I will put him in danger if he touched my son or, me anymore. But at that point, do I have a right to defend myself? If I got a missing fucking teeth at this point and you don't harm my son and I done called the police 9 times and they can't do shit about it? So, talking about remember something after what happened with CJ. They said he was fine and they could stay with him. There was no problem after you started listening to the guy you met, started talking to him. Don't lie to me. The day he did, you took the apartment and you were going something wrong. And like you did with me when you took the apartment, so you give me some shit. Took what fucking apartment, baby? Yo, income didn't move us in this motherfucker. So what you mean took what? What are you talking about? None of this shit makes sense. None of it. And you something about your life was going right or what? We sit in this bitch in an empty fucking apartment. I'm paying bills. You ain't doing what life? You didn't broke my fucking teeth, harm my son. I keep telling you to leave. Go to your parents. I'll pack your shit, help you get there. Please get out of my life. I don't trust you around me or my son. Like, you need to go. Like, how many times I got to say that before somebody believe that that's what the fuck I mean? So, remember something after what happened with CJ? He was fine. You told what? like you did me when you took the apartment, so don't give me shit, okay? Wanted to be able, you came and took the apartment and I was there and finished that you did nothing and go on propose you not hurt fair to once you found someone who treats you as you treat me. Do not tell me that I only did all that because what you do is pure shit. So I just got an email you telling me something about appreciating me and nobody's never did you. Now you're sitting here. I don't even understand. And I got video. You did not. I mean, literally threatening me, telling me, "Oh, you're going to go back to. I'm gonna go to back to Panama. You're going to go to jail." And then like walked in here right after that and told my son, "I hope you have a good life, CJ. You're never going to see your mother again." I'm like, at this point, this man is probably thinking about her, like hurting me. He been standing in my goddamn door for the past couple of weeks while I'm trying to put my son every night, every goddamn night, like a fucking crazy person looking at me crazy. That night I have a video of the way he was doing what he was doing, how he was looking and everything when he was sitting there talking to me while I'm trying to put my son to sleep. One night he told me, "Let daddy parts come and meet mommy parts," right in my child's face. First of all, you're not his motherfucking daddy. When have we ever discussed that? Second of all, why the fuck are you talking about doing anything sexually in front of my son, whether he understands it or fucking not? So you mean to tell me I call the police and I get indicated for what? Because not one point did you take my son. Not one point when you even showed up to my house, CPS officer. Was my son in danger? He was with me going to wash. He's in the video. Even when the police arrive, I have a video of my son standing behind the police. So he was scared of me, my son. Were you protecting my son from me, police officer? Because I remember calling the police on him, on the man that's in my house, that's acting like ain't shit going on once you get here, and then go back and start doing the same shit once you leave. So this shit says something about looking at somebody buttock, baby. Baby, I don't give a fuck if you look at a million buttocks. Please, somebody, go get them, take care of them. You dead to me. I don't give a fuck if I don't ever see you. I ain't never got to know your name. None of that. I ain't like, I give a fuck if you would have ever existed in my life. So find someone who treats. Oh, pure shit. Okay, yes, I was to blame for your son. First time, the second time, it was not my fault because you did not remember. I was working 12, did not work in Bolingbrook Factory. Do you remember to start work from 2 in the morning after? First of all, you was working for some man, okay? Because when I was in Mississippi, this man was calling my phone because you didn't have a phone trying to get you to come to work. He was picking you up, or either you met him at his house right over here in Woodbridge. Okay, probably the same man you working for now. Maybe, I don't know. But I think it was one point between now, maybe a couple of months ago, I saw my exit, my gas station right up here. Call my name and I drove the fuck off. Oh, I'm gonna no you fuck you ain't gonna call me. I'm gone. Don't fucking call me. I blocked you. You found me on Facebook, I blocked you again. Now you got access to my new email, the email I started on account I was looking for jobs. It says Fabian lost in 2020. Why would I start an email? Just ran. I only had Fabian lost in 30 pounds in my work email. That's my personal one, my work. Started a second one so I can have that email solely for if jobs were to come through. But obviously, I've been using it for other stuff now. But you have access to this email. How do you even have access to it? You didn't even have a phone when you fucking left here. It ended up being ruined. Maybe you threw it. I remember you throwing and destroying my phone. I had to go pay for another one. Right into this fucking wall right here. My iPad fucking destroyed, right? It's in the incident report that my iPad is destroyed on the 10th, the last day he was here before the police. It's an incident report. I have it in my email that the iPad was destroyed, and that was the last time the police came to escort. He voluntarily gave my key. At that point, the police must have told him I have to go to the contact order granted, which means that, eventually he was going to get served right here at this apartment. They were going to serve the purpose right here, right? They told me it was going to be a whole month. So, because I was even complaining about that in the courthouse. I said, you mean to tell me I still got to live in a place with this man for a whole fucking, and then you didn't deny me sitting CPS and sit me up here? I'm up here because they told, and you still call me a month later, October indicated. I mean, if I'm like for real, if I'm motherfucking lying, then I guess you look. But I'm gonna stand on my truth. I'm gonna stand on my motherfucking truth because ain't none of this no motherfucking lie. Not one motherfucking word. So you're sitting here texting me saying the first time, the second time it was no, the first and the second fucking time it was your fault. Why the fuck the night before CPS come in my house after you spoke to that? Why the fuck you tell me I was gonna work in warehouses and factories like everyone else? And I told my son to his face, standing right over here. I hope you have a good life, CJ. You're never gonna see your mother again. And all of a sudden, you just so happen to go to a factory job that day that work at a certain time, and CPS shows up at my house at 2 that evening. You just so happen to have somewhere to go, but any other day, I can't. You get you out this motherfucking house. I can't get you from following me around. But you just so happen to leave that day and had a specific place to work and everything. Even though a couple of weeks before this, when like I said, I took my son to Mississippi, you was working for this man, this Hispanic man. Supposedly, car detailing and stuff. He was putting you onto his clients. His number might be still in my phone. He was texting me, calling me to contact Miguel to give him work. The whole time I'm trying to get this man out of my life. I think I even told this gentleman, can you take him and take him to his mama house? She lived right in Bolingbrook, sir. Like, I'm not there. I'm not even there. You can help him pack up his stuff. And, he has a job. He can go back to his parents' house because I don't trust him around me or my child. So you're telling me just that specific day, all of a sudden, you had work and that's why it wasn't your fault? But you didn't come back in there that night, whether you had work or not, and threaten me and my son the day before CPS arrived? After speaking with this police officer? What the hell did you say to her? Because she came right back on the motherfucking scene and called CPS on me. Had a whole conversation with the CPS officer off on the side, as if they've been knowing each other for ace boon coons. I call you when I'm ready to strip somebody's child out of their life. What's up, mi amigo? Let's do this. No matter what I said in that video, and you guys saw the video, it's on my TikTok comment. No matter what I said in that video, he was going to investigate, write up papers to indicate. No matter where I went to the courthouse, you went to the courthouse and build evidence on me, the same courthouse you sent me to. How the fuck? At the end of the video, you literally tell me, yeah, you need to get Miguel out of here. You need to go file the order of protection. No problem. So me and my son went there the next day. Stayed in there for 8 hours, you say. Broke my ankle on the way, on the goddamn escalator. I ain't tell you none of that, but you found enough of them to witness against me to say that by letting my son ride an escalator while I'm up here filling out an order of protection paper, that I was putting my son's life in danger. You grilled up enough of them to witness against me in my appeal. Because that's when they witnessed against me, right? They were able to indicate me and just write up the 98 pages of why, and then they couldn't testify and witness against me until April, after I appealed it. But this is information you had already accumulated way before I told it, because they're, Connor, some, one Pacific sergeant name is in, as if they were so concerned about my son on the escalator and, follow her. They didn't never say that he was surrounded by the three cops that I'm talking about. That's where I found him in this room on the floor beneath me. They didn't say how 12 cops, I said 10 to 20 in my complaint. So at least 12, I can remember at least six of them standing around, it's like a U shape, right? Escalator. So they standing around, kind of, you know, distance, a little distance apart. I guess it is COVID-19, but they was walking together, chit chatting, threatening me with child endangerment, threatening, all kinds of stuff. I even said it in my report. So basically, what did you do? Did you call him when I said let's go running so we can lose weight? Or can you have a body if you really want? You can, like, none of this shit makes sense. What the fuck are you talking about? I remember being at the courthouse at least 2 or 3 days after this incident, after you come in my house and threaten me that night, and then, I get up to you, wanting to leave that day, and it really crossed, I guess, my mind because I probably wanted you to be gone anyway, and CPS ended up knocking on my door at 2 p.m. When me and my son was in the middle of washing clothes. Because I remember even saying in the thing, I was just taking my son to go finish drying our clothes or something. It's in the video. So talking about there will be with you. Hold on. Talk to him. I told you we can run. There will be with you when you're talking calm. Put yourself in my position. Your last is has been other ways of what I've been. The one who talked to the girl. How would I have put you? Tell me when I'm leaving work. You can remember the day I went to work with my hair down. When I went to work, he tied me up because it was, I guess, tie her hair up. Then I can defend my girlfriend, and another guy just wanted to fuck Given because he asked you for new pictures and you knew he was asked for photos and himself and Christopher. Like, baby, I don't even remember nobody asking me for no damn. I don't even remember working with nobody that he was aware of that even liked me because he already has crazy fucking jealous issues. So it ain't like I'm just walking up on him and just saying, "Oh, this guy checked me out today." Like he probably couldn't even handle that. So, because we would be like walking in stores and stuff, and like if he would see a man that like maybe he knew had a better job or he knew was maybe a black man because he's not, considered, black or don't claim it or whatever. Because he claims his ethnicity, which is the culture of Panama. So he would his whole vibe would change. Like he would automatically assume that I was checking this person out. Automatically assume that I would want to give him my number because of how nice his car looked or that person car looked. And it would just change the whole vibe. He would involve my son and say, "Oh, look at your mom," basically as if I was entertaining another, but I'm with you and my son, and like how you get what I'm saying? So it's you're throwing these perspectives off on me or assuming that this is how you expect me or, have experienced someone in your past because like I've never had that with my ex-husband where he felt like I was entertaining anyone else when I was out with him or just the disrespect of even doing that when I'm in a relationship with someone. Like just not me. Like I'm not, a oh, I have to be with the highest status type person. I've never, really, I always just wanted to start from the bottom. And probably why I didn't want to move into my ex-husband's parents' house and him get comfortable and all that. That's the issue for me. So it's not like I'm like, ooh, I'll leave you because somebody has a nicer car or a better job. Like, no, we'll go into a mall or be walking or a grocery store, and you may see someone that has a certain statue about themselves, and you yourself, find ways to show titles that person has already intimidated you, or made you feel insecure about who you were. And he would throw that reflection off on me as if it was my fault that that person was taking interest in me, or I would rather take interest in that person than him. So that was like, some jealousy triggers. So it's like, why would I even be mentioning or, trying to tell you that, someone, I didn't want anything to do with you. So whether someone wanted to talk to me or not, why am I sitting down having kumbaya conversations? Like, how was your day at work? No. Like, get the fuck out of my house and don't come back. Like, why your shit end up throwing out? Why I'm trying to pack your shit? Huh? Show because it's not because my teeth is feeling well. Show not because I feel so secure around you or safe. So he's like, when I went to work, who the crazy one? If you the one who came into my work and talked to some girl or some about I gave somebody some new photos or what kind of let me smoke she invite. Hold on. Even when the one was playing in front of me, you did not say anything. What kind of girl? Wait, let me smoke that she invited me and you. Well, she does not invite her boyfriend. That's giving stupid. Maybe you had these conversations with a girl, but you ain't never invited me talk about being with no other girl and smoking and hanging out and no, we ain't never been on that. No. And that like and I'll put myself out there. I've always told myself if I had a husband, maybe like on his birthday or surprise anniversary. But my ex-husband wasn't even having that shit. Like didn't even wanna nothing. So like with you and with you. Like you invited me to go be and I never in my motherfucking life. Like all when I say all this shit is a bunch of bullshit. What about you running into my motherfucking life? What gave you the fucking reason to do any of that? Even if I was this woman, then you done ran into my motherfucking mouth twice, man. And you have the nerve enough in the last email to call it a fucking accident. What was the accident? When you hit me in my face the first time or when you turned around and did it the second time? So something about running to my car and nothing got married boyfriend, so don't come to me with the shit you fuck off. Cause basically I told him you don't deserve me. I said you talking jealous fucking psychopath, running into my mouth like a fucking football player twice. This is never a fucking accident. I said you went right to the fucking hospital knowing that you broke my fucking teeth and I dealt with the fucking pain until it detached from my fucking mouth several weeks later. Please fucking mention anything about being black or my fucking son. You burned my fucking son and broke my fucking teeth. Neither was a fucking accident. All I was asking you was to leave my fucking home when you think I was going to forget that you threatened me and my son after speaking with the fucking police. I have videos even of you coming back to my house. Um, and I will take the shit all the way to the federal court to clear my fucking name and be back with my fucking son if I have to. I brought me and my son up here and I will fight for us. Fuck Something about fuck you or something. I don't even know what I was trying to say. Black. I said, fuck you, you don't deserve to mention black. You will never understand. Go to fucking hell. You're dead to me. And I will call the domestic abuse hotline if you keep fucking with me. Because it's like, at this point, what the fuck? Like, I didn't call the police. I didn't call your parents. They didn't switch CPS on me. Who the fuck else I'm going to fucking call? This man still have access to me. And he's sitting here acting like this shit cool. Like, oh, it's okay to have a normal conversation with her. Like, yeah. I mean, a whole nother page of this shit. I ain't even halfway done. Or did he send me the same fucking email twice? Oh, this me replying to that email. And this the last email. Like, if this not, I don't give a fuck. I think all they ass working together. I don't give a fuck if they ain't. This is bullshit, and my name don't deserve to be fucking indicated. If my sons never was fucking in danger, I got several videos of him with me after the case. Neither time was he ever hurt, harm in those cases. Even at the courthouse, I was the one who got injured. I was the one who broke fucking ankle trying to get my son off an escalator that they fucking cut off on him. How did the escalator get cut off? My son show ain't pulled a fucking plug. He wanted to ride it. So it's a sheriff at the bottom of the motherfucking escalator. And because they have a problem with him just, riding on a little escalator while I go and get this fucking order of protection, they decide to surround us with 12 fucking motherfucking police officers and make our day worse than what the fuck it already is. Like they were helping the issue, but actually making the shit fucking worse. But being so nice about helping the issues because that's what you're trained to be up here. A fucking ignorant ass, ignorant ass, ignorant ass fucking idiot. That's what I call real ignorancy. When you smiling in my fucking face and you have no motherfucking means to fucking help me, or you don't think I feel that shit? You literally saying out your mouth that you will help me when everything that you're doing is not to help me it's not to help me at all. You're in this video to, oh, do you need any assistance, Fabian? Only time I remember you calling me 2 months later is to tell me that I was indicated, sir. What fucking assistance did you give me besides me having to do reading more papers, sending evidence to a state attorney who you went and had already built up evidence? Not mentioning half of these fucking sheriffs that I named in the complaint on August 6th, which was the morning after I had stayed in the courthouse for 7 to 8 hours. I went back up there. Remember, they denied for order of protection. At least that day I had to go to number 5, number 6. Then I went back Monday, eventually got a no civil contact order granted. So these are several names of all these sheriffs. Baby, it's my career too. You've been working in yours. I hope you keep it. But you ain't gonna ruin mine in this of it. Because I sacrificed my 5 years of my time in college to be able to use this degree to pursue a career. You just train for 4 to 6 weeks and call yourself harassing motherfuckers. You coming there to get an order of protection against the person who's fucking abusing you. I had Facebook run across my thing. Oh, to be an FBI agent, 4 weeks of training. It just ran across my thing, probably because I've just been talking about it. But I'm just saying, like, literally, that's all you need to be able to hold down your job. People's life is in your hand to protect and fucking serve. You should say it depends on the situation. It depends on how you look to me. It depends on the tone of your voice. I'm sorry, I don't hear your words, your truth. I only see how you look and the tone of your voice. And it comes off to me as a person that would harm me or hurt me or something. Not a person that, is trying to protect her or her child from anyone. I was a threat to 12 police officers that all had guns and tasers that I was sent to. Please tell me how. If you have a legitimate answer for that, I would like to hear it. There is no legitimate answer for it. Why am I going and trying to? And even, you know what I'm saying? No civil contact order. He volunteered my key left. In September, I didn't even go back in the courthouse to even, what, you're gone. That's all I've been asking for 9 months now. Get this man out of trust out my fucking house. I didn't even go back to the courthouse to pursue any other no civil contact order. Nothing. But in October, I get a call that say I get indicated anyway. And I dropped my son back over to his father's house so he can start school. And he was bringing him back to me. I remember that video on my phone. Good night, CJ. His first day of school, I didn't even know I had sent that video. I don't even remember that. But that's just me scrolling through my videos and just so happened to come across it when I was on YouTube Live earlier. Before I had went to Amazon, to Michigan to Amazon for the longer assignment. Then I come back a month later with a phone call from him. 9 o'clock in the morning, woke me up out of my sleep. You're indicated. Indicated for what? I remember getting up, texting him, going the fuck off. Like, what the fuck? For what, sir? I went to file the order of protections. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you literally, this woman then called you and you said, like, I started texting him this shit. I called his manager. She even said, "Oh, if you're saying what you're saying, you shouldn't be in this situation." No, ma'am, I shouldn't. Do you want to come with me one day so you can wake up with me and where I get my son up and he fight me about not wanting to exercise and do his schoolwork and read and all his colors and write his name and he at least have to write his letters or numbers, like trace them at least once a day. You want to go with me through the day? While he begs me to take him to Mobile for Cheetos all day or for pizza, and I tell him he has to eat what I eat. Does that you want to come through a day with us? I even call her. His boss, his manager. Martinez was her last name. His is Hernandez. Hers is Martinez. The cop is Adamowski. That could be a marriage name. So you, Adamowski, comes into my house and see all this stuff from my son. And you felt the need to call CPS. But no matter what I did in that video, what I said, you were already going to say. You were just coming here to collect enough evidence in order to do that. Because everything you told me to do, I did, and you still, oh, she had nothing. But I peeked in the door and I saw nothing but a trampoline. That was a statement that they made in the hearing. I had to call the security police over in my area and make sure that they, wash my house extra. I guess I'm gonna go just get it out everybody, huh? Yet I've never owned a gun in my entire life and never had any enemies until I decided to call the police on my undocumented Hispanic ex-boyfriend. So yeah, I'm just wondering, like, what we're gonna have lie detector tests, um, being, you know, the little boosty shredders at the truth, well, but the people, what's going on? Trying to figure that out. Go right in there and say all the evidence that I was denied of using the first time. That is what I'm trying to do. So you can give me options, or you can deny it again today. You know how to play in tune with the system, right? I have a voice, and I'm used to it. And a damn sure won't be in the way I feel that. And I'm gonna work my ass off and make sure I'm myself like whenever he needs it. He'll know that I'm always gonna be there. Because if something happened to his father right now, neither one of you will step in and help. You will just probably be trying to put him in someone else's home. Yet you were so nicely trying to help me while taking him right out of my hands, so to speak. But if something was to happen to his father, neither one of you will take out the time to raise my child. Yet you're so involved in showing that I'm trying to prove or frame me as a person that, deserve not to see my child anymore as this man threatened my son and told him that he wouldn't to his face. Literally, not to me. He said, CJ, I hope you have a good life. You'll never see your mother again. And then to me, you're working warehouses and factories like everyone else. So that's what CPS and or being indicated or criminal charges would obviously um, what situation it would put you in. So good thing I know how to start just in case I lose it all. I told this guardian that white that all the videos from time she want to go back and prove them all. I will testify. She they brought me down to an investigation. I was trying to save me, my child's trying to this man. Undocumented. I called the police and now I'm taking it down. Y'all arrest him and let him go that night. Even mentioning the video, oh, we arrested him that night. And let him go so he can come back to my house that day. Because he did. He was there. He was here after you released him. And then he just so happened to leave and CPS just so happened to show up that same day. After he said in your jail that night. Got a long time to talk to you then. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't put that together. I'm just sitting there talking. I just, whoa, you arrested him and let him go. He came back to CPS Commons. He came back after I forced to go to the courthouse to file representations. He still came back to my house. I have an incident report on the 10th. On my iPad was broken. And his family, one is one of my members. But it wasn't him, it was another one. Came in here, said something to him, and he was in there. Said, he was crying and all of them. You can't leave. No, he's trying to cut me off. That same the officer walked right in here, past the lovely trampoline that they talk about so much. Um, and said something to him. And he took my key off his key ring, and he stood on the table. And he walked out here. I think he had most of his stuff there. Police might even have him. And he left him and come back. And 2 months later, I got an invitation. Now, at that point, I had to speak to my ex-husband and make him feel the need not to, want to drop my son off over here um, with just me. You get what I'm saying? Because that person had no problem with it. August 25th, weeks after that, you know, my son spent days with me. But in between the time of you calling me that morning to indicate that you had reached out to my son, finally, spoke to my ex, obviously. He got into his courthouse, and not a few people, man, because using one particular sergeant to say that, he was so um, in distress about seeing escalated. He didn't hurt himself. Even though I'm wrong this complaint, I never got out of nothing. Bringing me to trial and daily and calling myself special. But this is me. This is me one day fighting. They gave me the complaint I'm doing. This is me writing the complaint of what happened to me. What they say. They have a copy of this. This is the signature of someone inside the courthouse signing permission expired 7 and the 17th of the 23rd. But they stamped it on 8 and 6, 2020. The complaint I wrote to them. So I definitely ain't writing this shit up. But I don't even like to write. I only read what I have to. What's that mean? Yeah. Like write papers, like that. Like I like to write my plans and stuff like that. Make sure I know what I need to do this week, next week. Like if I have something I need to do in a couple of months, like I gotta do on the 12th, I'll just put in my notes and stuff. That way when I get to closer to that month, I can kind of see it, stuff like that. But just like writing papers and stuff, like just, I enjoy writing paper. No, I'm more like a math. Like I like figuring out problems. I like finding solutions. So I've always been math and science. Never just really person. Like I've learned to speak very good English, but like writing papers, my grammar sucks. Know that is, but definitely not illiterate. We understand illiterate means that you can't read or write, which means when you read something, you can't break it down and um, into simpler terms. That's what you're doing. Finding words with words, obviously. You start with it, but all those little small three-letter words, and you go up to 4 and 5 letter words. And eventually, those 7 and 8 letter words, you can use those 2 and 3 letter words to define those, bigger words. So that's building your vocabulary. It's not really that, you're any, much smarter than a person. You're just using bigger terms, and it's the same thing that, person that you're calling, maybe not intelligent or whatever. They're just using more of simpler words to describe it. You might use, more of the educational word if you're in science or whatever, math or whatever. But anyway, this is absurd to me. Like none of this doesn't make sense at all. You know, and you look back and like I said, that was a whole fucking setup. So, um, you sent me to a courthouse and still called me like that. And then, that didn't work. So, we just charged her with 4 things that she didn't fucking do on December 15th. Like, literally, still sitting right in the same place where my hair was literally ripped out of my head. So, I get like, I ain't never like been through nothing in my life, so I definitely ain't gonna let it tear me down, depress me, just wanna die in my misery, shame. No, I'm gonna stand on my truth because half of this shit is a lie. And I refuse to let somebody create a narrative for me. I was watching BET, something Queen Latifah mentioned. It's time that we start to, speak about our own narrative, and that's what she was doing with all the movies and stuff that she was creating, right? Then letting someone else come up with a narrative of who they, perceive us to be. So how about I give you the narrative of who I am, then who you're trying to frame me or perceive me to be because of how you feel about a certain race or how you feel about a certain ethnicity. Well, guess what? Some of us are educated and actually have degrees and worked really hard to get those degrees. Maybe harder than you work to get your $75,000 paying job where you ride around in your big truck every day, barely protecting and serving the community, or having nothing to protect and serve your community from. So I'm not going to allow you to ruin my life in the process. That's why I have a voice and I will speak about it until someone hears me. It's not to drop these charges and take this implication off my name. Because eventually I say it to the right person, they'll understand. I'm going to keep applying for jobs. What you want me to I need is pending. I'm gonna call a charity when I need help with my bills. Oh, why? Oh, because I can't apply for a real job, because I have a case where I'm innocent, because they could literally just tap it on my background, then I can't be hired by a job. So, family lawyer, civil, criminal lawyer, family and criminal lawyer, and civil. Because I just feel like, how the fuck did you help me? How did you treat me like you would treated a citizen? Calling me, laughing while you indicated me, sending me to a place where you went back behind me and accumulated evidence against me? The same place you sent me to. And in the video, mentioning that, oh, I was just trying to get an assistant to me. This is only an investigation. This is only an investigation. Oh, can you tell your son I live for sure? Because I'm going to tell him I'm not going to let my fucking son share with you. I'm not fucking. And he's hitting on his arm, whatever that's supposed to mean in your culture. Because he damn sure wasn't killing no fly. So I've been sitting here taking my two classes since then. Ace both of them. I'm going to get paid for coaching in my first year experience, the shortest pandemic track season I ever experienced in my life. Thinking about shit I put my tail into doing. If I'm gonna do some physical fitness, I might as well get stronger and pick my hammer back up and see can I do it about 260 feet. If that's, around the right quicker. I can take all this anger that's inside me and put it into something. Cause that's all just makes me angry as fuck. But do I want revenge? No. My revenge is you seeing me winning. When I get my degree and graduate from college and take pictures with my son with my master's in education, I'm gonna send you a picture saying congratulations to me and my son. Thank you. That's me. You saying me winning is my revenge. Investing in my first home, being financially free, paying off my student loans, taking care of my son. Maybe eventually I'll find a partner, have a little girl, build a little family future, invest in travel. I'll send you little cards from all the places that I'm visiting, saying I wish you wasn't here. Oh, you're not. Thank you. Because if I wanted to choose that lifestyle, I've been known with government assistance work since I was about 10 years old. Remember the EBT, the food stamps that they used to pull out of the little packet, the stamp book, 65 or something. No, I was selling candy making $150 a day in high school before third period, before lunchtime. And I wanted to sell dreams and dreams. I didn't have to go to college. My nephew in jail 2 years right now. And he was like this when I was going through high school. Talking about in the club. So it wasn't hard to find. So going to sit on my ass and just have kids and let a man take care of me in the South, that ain't hard to find. Not fucking at all. I went to college because I wanted to use my degree to have my own salary. Okay. Eventually, financial peace, which is a class I had taken years before I ever met Miguel living in Christopher House. Dave Ramsey, financial freedom, pay off your loans, your debts, invest in something, get you some cash flow, the real estate, being debt free. That's what it says. Like people that have no credit cards have no credit. In order to have credit, you have to have at least some credit cards. Well, I don't think I'm gonna go without credit cards, but I'm just saying that you gotta get sure. You know. But anyway, just saying, like they have nothing to calculate the numbers off of. So, like I said, if I, wanted to take that route, those options were open way before I stepped foot in Mississippi State. If I'm not mistaken, my ex-husband was at Jackson State, the school I had a full scholarship to before he went to Mississippi State. He came up here to deliver this child that I ain't know nothing about, and then came back and went to Mississippi State. I don't think he can handle Jackson State. Jackson State sitting right, like sitting in west part of Chicago. That's how, like the United Center in West Jackson. That's where Jackson State is in West Jackson. And like the United Center sitting in Chicago, it's like that school, this nice, really nice school, sitting right in the middle of a crack epidemic. And it is what it is. Half of my family from we from the west side. That's where my grandmother home was and everything. But that part, Washington Dishing right by Jack State is like one of the, hardest areas to be in. So, because he will, make this big deal about walking and going to this Boston fish market. This is like a little fish and barbecue spot, walking over there or something. Like, you probably won't go there and say your life. But he claimed he had no parties for 3 years. So, but you stay your ass up there for them about a semester and you got little, North Central and the birds up here. And realized that shit was too expensive and then went to Mississippi State. But the only reason why my sister pushed me to go to Mississippi State is because it resonates. Like it was Ole Miss and Mississippi State are two biggest colleges in Mississippi. So, um, of course you got the HBCUs, Valley, Southern, um, Jackson State, Valley State. I said I was Southern, Jackson State, Valley State. Yeah, that's your two biggest HBCUs. So I had a scholarship for Valley and Jackson State. I don't think I had any contact with like University of Southern Miss, which is in Hattiesburg. I remember Valley coach coming to my job at Wendy's. I remember Jackson State coach coming to my school. I remember University of Charleston in South Carolina sending me all types of men trying to get me to play volleyball up there. But yeah, and then my coach from Mississippi State came to my last state track meet my 12th grade year, and I won both. So like, you guys will tempt you to come on up here. So when they gave out to my sister, I don't care how much. And I should never listen. She was like, I don't care how much scholarship you can go anyway. So I went off a 20% scholarship and built my way up to a full scholarship. So I had a full ride at places where I could have just went absolutely free, walked out of college debt free. But I went to this college because down there, if I was to put it on my resume, it may get me in the door a little quicker, provide a little bit more opportunity. So yeah, that's what that was. So and plus she wanted me to get out to Jackson. She was like, get out there. She was like, everybody is gonna be proud of you going to college. And so I think she was right. Um, on account of the fact that one of my friends that we went to high school together, each football player, was like their quarterback down there. Somebody laced him. They said he had got so big he was on the billboard, like he was on the state, like, probably NFL potential. A lot of kids came out of Mississippi State, went to the NFL. I went to school with Dak Prescott, sat in the same dorm. We lived in the same dorm, literally. Movie, Anthony Dixon, Fletcher Cox. There's a few more. That's two that's still in the NFL. I can push that face to consider names. But played for the Cowboys. Played for the Cowboys. Obviously, everybody know that he played for them. But it's just another one. But anyway, that went to school with us. But a lot of them were, coming out before us when we came and after us, going to the NFL, out of Mississippi State. But they have some potential ones out of, and then Deion Sanders and their coaching Jackson State now. So, you know, they have a NFL or retired NFL player coaching. But what else want to say? Oh yeah, so he, like had made billboards and everything. Somebody was hating him and laced him, pretty much kind of fucked him up mentally. From what I heard for a little while, he had to like try to get his life back together, whatever. But I think it like ruined his career, ruined something or whatever. Um, ruined for him, go unprofessional and stuff. So my sister, she was kind of definitely looking out for me, I would think. And then I went out to my ex husband in a dorm. His friend, Chris Betts, who is from Bolingbrook, moved up here from Mississippi. His parents, they from Mississippi too. They from Starkville, right where our school was, Mississippi State. So he went down there and went to school, double major, business and political science, and worked for Chicago Public School Administration right here in Chicago. And so he actually approached me at the dorm I was working. I was working at dorm. I had moved off campus from sophomore year. I was older than that, 1 year older than Christopher. I had moved off campus because after we stay on campus our freshman year, we were required to stay on campus our freshman year. As long as we keep our grades up and stuff like that, we need our own apartment. So me and my teammates Dominique and then these two other girls who had came together. One of them was, I think they put us together because they were both like science majors. But me and Dominique had like um, asked to be run together. Had all got like a 4 bedroom apartment. And so what I worked on campus, like I said, I didn't have full scholarship, but then I was still like my that chapter 35, my scholarship from track and field, and then I was like working until I built like a full scholarship. But anyway, I was working in their dorm, which was my old dorm for my freshman year. I said he came after going to Jackson State, after coming back up here and coming to Mississippi State. He said that this guy, Chris Best, told him to come to Mississippi State and finish his degree there. But he came and approached me and talked to me for Christopher, and then we started talking after that. Um, yeah, I could remember him being up here and drawing a heart in or something. You know, just little crazy little stuff, sending me stuff. But it could have definitely been a lie. I don't even know. Who knows? But one thing led to another, and I just remember us planning a wedding. So we got married. He pretty much like all my track meets and everything. Like if I went to Kentucky, like bam, there, like and I guess in my mind he was being supportive of me, but really in your mind he was just wanting to travel, and I was your excuse to go to these places, try the nice food. Because maybe I'm like, because if you were so supportive of me, then why didn't you support me after I had you check? Or you just trying to get me through the college? Very low period. I have on kids. See the potentials like the kids. No, like how about it was you like slow down. Um, well, like I didn't get that because even after we were married in 2011, like I said, I didn't graduate until 2014. I think I like kind of had to slow down because I found out I was pregnant, so it took me bed. I don't know. Like I didn't graduate until like a year after I should have. So I remember him either graduate earlier than me, and he's a year younger. So um, yeah, I remember his parents or mom being mad about him not coming in there. I was the kid on the and something. But yeah, I came up here like a dumbass and his child life was handled for this man's mom, and now his mom is pushing him to get full custody of his fucking child. And this girl is nowhere near as bad as what they're, If I this his mom and she painted a picture for my stepdaughter's mother, years ago. I don't know, what the relationship is better now. Years ago. I would think this girl was the worst fucking parent to her child ever. Like, I would think Aunt Maya loves her mom. Like, loves her mom. She didn't put nobody in her place or nothing. You know, and I ain't never put her in a position made her feel like it. Like, I ain't never made her ask her to call me mom or her. Like, she went and talked to her mom about me. Her mom knocked on the door, my in law's door, asking for my number. So I said, you got to leave me to talk. But my daughter's been talking about me, and I guess we need to, like, just be on the same page. Like, that's how she felt. She was like, my daughter is like involved in, her life. So I guess we kind of need to be on the same page. So she had to be, I think we had like the children or something. Um, and sat down and talked, just about like even just ways how she approached her with discipline and stuff, stuff like that. She was just like, and we sat there and I remember going out with her on her birthday. She took me on my like first cruise on the like whatever. Is that like you? Yeah, I got one of these like that. Lake Michigan. Because I like to go there. So I was doing my because I learned what they was when I was down in school. But then you get up and okay, I'm on Lake Michigan everywhere. In Canada or one of the other places would be on the other, like I don't know. I have to look at the map to say to know my geographics or whatever. Um, but yeah, so pretty much, yeah, I found out I was expecting my last year um, of school. I had finished competing and got my last year taken away from me because I too much. So I wanted to continue competing, but I don't think I realized that I could have competed outside of my school on my own. Like I was kind of only doing it to build a scholarship so that I could get my school paid for to get money. Like not in the mindset of like doing this on a professional level. Like that's just like, when I was even winning state championship in school, it was more like a fun thing and I just wanted to do and better myself each year. Um, you know, you know. So it wasn't like, oh, since I was 15, I've been dreaming about going to the Olympics. Man, I didn't know the people that was in the Olympics until I went to Penn Relays. I actually got to see Tyson game, Usain Bolt, and it was a girl from Mississippi at that time. She was in the running for Nike and Pullman and all the people. Because every year it's a Penn Relays, and if you go, all the Olympics come out and run. Olympians from Jamaica, a whole lot of people from Jamaica be like, Jamaica, they say they be out there crazy. It's like the NFL track and field, and it's called Penn Relays. But in college, we have to hit a certain standard of so many feet in order to be able to actually compete in it. So it was like a big thing in college. So that was like my first time, like either interacting. We were more like basketball people, so I would follow like the Spurs and like Team Up and all that. And like Jordan, my mom loved the Bulls, and my brother would like love anybody who was beating the Bulls because they always bet. And so yeah, it was more like I think I started like the Celtics. They had won a championship in 2008 when I graduated from high school. I didn't have lots of names. I'm dog. Dollars. They like somebody they uh but yeah. So we're more like basketball people, I guess. Growing up, I used to play basketball in high school. I learned how to play volleyball. And I played basketball in middle school and went into middle school, not like then I'm playing sports. Um, it's like, and all that. Anyway, I ended up start playing because my sister, my god sister, like, girl, come on, let's play. Like, we played in middle school, so we tried out. Could not play volleyball to save my life, but my coach, Coach Shay, my U.S. history coach, took us to Jackson State to this training to get like technique and skills and stuff. So we learned on like the proper technique to get volleyball. So I started killing that thing. Like, I take grade. People from USC was looking at me like, "We want you to come to school." Like, but I ended up looking at that school and I remember that band or something. Like it was like an Irish movie. I don't make me mistake the ethnicity or whatever, but I was like, I don't think I'll fit in here. So I kind of like took that off of my mind. Then my mom was talking about how it was so far away too. Because I don't know, it was South Carolina. So she was like, that too. So I kind of like took them, stopped looking at them as even college period. Like, it ain't hit to like 11th, 12th grade. Like, if you really have an opportunity to go to school, like, oh, okay, tell me now. Guess I'll try this ACT thing, that people take in order to go to college. So, I did that and um, went to Mississippi State. So, yeah, I was there competing, finished competing, moved up here. Stay home up 2 years. Now I'm in all this bullshit because I decided to do my own and date an undocumented person who doesn't understand the word love. And literally, I can remember in this apartment saying no words, no Spanish and English. Like, when I'm out in public and I walk past a person, they feel like I'm too close to have a right to, at least give me space or tell me that they need space. And I'm supposed to respect, you know, that those boundaries. Um, and anytime you put yourself in my house and I feel like I can trust you around me my time, and all I'm asking for you is this space. That's the least you do. I'm looking at the person every day. It's the reason why my motherfucking teeth is detached from my bone. I gotta look at you. And one, I can't trust you around my son because I don't know how you might try to teach him a lesson the next time. The same person who looks in my son's eyes and say, CJ, I hope you have a good life. You never gonna see your mother. Like, what child should hear that from a person and be okay with that person around your child? What mother would hear that from a person and be okay with that person around your child? And you lock him up and let him go that night so he can come back and do the same thing? He re-entered my house that morning. I remember waking up to him standing around the house. Because like I said, I had started putting my son's kitchen in the front of my son's door because I had been sleeping in there for several months. I won't even sleep in this. And where did I be sleeping on the floor? I didn't sleep on the floor this afternoon. You broke my fucking tooth. I don't want you to touch me. You don't even know the feeling I get when you're around. Like you don't even understand. It's like I'm almost in shock, but then I almost want to do something about it. Like, just real stuck. Because if I'm unstuck the way I want to be, I don't think you would be willing to accept that, it would be okay. And for you to play, like, it was the sake of me risking his life, as if I had a gun and was going to shoot him, or put your life in danger. Why in the video you alive? This man will go to work, never tried to take my son away, never calls. He was trying to check my house and see what his, you know, weapon is that's supposed to. He came back in my house knowing that I was going to harm him. He came back asking for it. He felt like his life was in danger by continuing to read into my home. My empty ass home that had only a trampoline and a basketball goal would have been my son's furniture for his room. And all this stuff I just purchased, put it together myself. Just ordered it from Walmart, Amazon, and took it out the box and put it all together. Took out my retirement from school. I overheard my ex-husband talking about it. Didn't even know I was accumulating something that I could touch at this point. So I just wanted to break down the lying ass email that I was sent. Because it's like I'm initiating any contact with this person. Like, I tried to get him to get his name off of my bank account after he got here. He told me, no, nothing. He didn't have access to get him a new phone off my account before he knows my account code. And I literally went to close the phone accounts and because the phone bill is still being paid on his phone. Like this phone is paid off. But my watch and the iPhone 12 Pro that he has is still being paid on. So therefore, in order for me to shut those services down, my phone has to be paid off. But I just shut it down, it's just stuck on my credit without. At least you could fucking do is pay your fucking phone bill. You have a Verizon, and you have access to my fucking bank account. That you refuse to this that I had way before I ever fucking met you. Never asked you, never wanted any of your coins. Baby, you don't have enough coins for me to want anything. I'm damn sure ain't walking around here with flashy hair and nails for over excess money, with horses, wardrobe, all. Do you see it? What men? If there is, because they providing. What I got? One for the phone bill, one for the rent, one for the car. No, I should. I sure the fuck should. Cause you want none of them motherfuckers. I end up with a broken fucking tooth and you walking out of my house and CPS fucking indicating me. I end up you leaving me with a fucking phone bill that I barely can afford my motherfucking self. But you made sure you took that PlayStation that your ass to sit right here on this crate while you pull the TV out the motherfucking garbage can to sit here for 8 hours and play with your friends from South America. You made sure you took that with you. You had time to do that. So the priorities definitely fucked up. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, how am I benefiting off any of this shit? Supposedly you were, getting him out of my life so I wouldn't put him in danger or put you in danger, right? CPS officer with your broken language on your administration hearing call. All of a sudden your English got a little choppy. So all of a sudden, I was putting him in danger? How? He's still contacting me right now. Does it feel like does he sound like he sound like he's trying to come up with lies or say that why he hit me in my teeth was a fucking accident, and he literally admitted to harming my son. He said it was his fault. But of course I'm black, so I'm making this shit up. Man, but I wanted to come back on here because, like I said, I emailed. Like I said, I don't feel like none of this stuff is happening coincidental. Oh, just a coincidence. Not a coincidence. We got new neighbors now. They're Asian and Hispanic. Partially, maybe fully. I don't know. We have a little baby girl who's mixed with Asian and Hispanic. Guess they work from home too because I barely see them leave their house. Or no Pacific schedule. Like me when I was like working for school, I either had to be at work at 8 or 8:30. So every morning at least 6, I probably was up doing a workout or something, getting myself ready to go to work before March 17th of 2020. The Tuesday when I was at Jane Addams, and they told us that pandemic hit. E-learning is in pursuit. All schools are shutting down, and we are not paying. We do not give a fuck what the little thing is on TikTok. We do not give a fuck about your views. So before my hair got pulled out, I remember my band. Well, it's still longer than when it fell out. I had went through my divorce. When I went through my divorce, it had got like this short. It was like, and so I kept playing, twisting, and it could, but like it literally probably was like right here. So I remember when it shriveled, and it shriveled up to about, you know. Now I gotta really pull it in, like pull it straight. But anyway, I don't know if they thought that was like going to break me or just take me out. Already indicated me. I'm still, obviously still my son and being with my son and stuff like that. But, you know, um, to arrest me and put charges on my name is just like, put icing on the cake. More stuff to, have to go into the system to go against or, prove my innocence or whatever. So it's been 6 and the 30th. Today's June 30th. This is the day that I moved in 2 years ago, around this time. Um, yeah. Um, so it's been about 6 months or so since I was attacked, and it's almost about to come up on a year.
when I have this video from CPS and this person dragging my time and stuff the night prior and getting arrested. So we are July, August. No, just we're about a month away actually. We're coming up on a month and 4 days away from that. August 2nd is, a month from now is when I'm supposed to meet up with this guardian ad litem and my ex-husband, and she gets to decide, you know, what's best for CJ. He literally had to give her $5,000 so she can properly investigate and come up with the best decision of, the time CJ gets to have with either of us. Um, or it's more so me because he obviously has full time. Um, and if, um, you know, when would I, you know, be open to having him if, it's possible? Because with all this stuff, you know, into play, it can be easily seen, neglect, it says what it says, it's neglect. And when that is a stipulation in the court, then that is a stipulation to, say, oh, she shouldn't be with her child, right? I got several videos showing you every day home, never in danger, always gotta be interacting with me, trying to conversate with me when he was over there. Me pushing the vocabulary, pushing him to write, all of this. But based on people who send me to the courthouse, and you get to use that as some type of stipulation for me, not to have time with my son. You see, I put him first before I put myself. He didn't walk in my house and realize that I caught officer. Um, that is August 2nd. She gets to decide. July 12th, I am to go to a hearing, which I'm asking to be on Zoom because I'm tired of them forcing me to come into um, a courtroom over and over and over again. Like I said, there are several times I've never seen this many officers come on one floor at a time since I've been in there these past few times. Not even one, even walking around the floor, let alone just standing there, watching, like they're on duty or something in a specific area. Um, but they've asked me to come in there multiple times so that they can send me towards being evaluated. So, like Queen like you said, I'd rather sit here and tell my story than to someone create a narrative for me. So I've had several videos where I talked about, the public and the business switch in March, being evaluated, to told I was fit for a trial, asking them one of my hearings can I go and renew my license, getting that renewed, going into a meeting prior to that, and being told that my trial was going to be set um, the next time, coming back to that hearing after, going to Mississippi, get my license and coming back, going to that hearing and then being told that I need to be reevaluated. Um, the evaluation pushed up around May, around my birthday, to be signed off so that I could be evaluated. But in May, I went that night. Police knocked on my door for no reason. There's two police down at the bottom. They walking around investigating. I emailed the police office, asked, what happened? What was their issue in the building? I never got any response. They were just so happened to be here the night before my second evaluation. I went to the evaluation, spoke with the lady, asked her very similar questions. But when I returned to this hearing, based off this evaluation, she was able to find stipulations for me to be unfit for my trial with a judge deemed me to have outpatient services, which I am refusing. I no longer want her to represent me. She's no longer be my public defender. Until I wait until I find a lawyer that can represent my true character and actually talk about the incidents that took place that day. Um, so that's what I'll be saying in the court July 12th. You know, like I think this is a good situation. I don't trust this woman. I don't want her as a person as my attorney. And I have to wait upon an attorney so that I can prove my innocence. Or fight for myself, be my own lawyer. Whatever. Or maybe I'll have to start calling lawyer around and ask them, how do you found grounds for, being able to present evidence, or look off some YouTube videos and just look. I don't even follow a judge on TikTok. TikTok lives all his judge appearance and just see, how the court is addressing different issues so that I can be able to bring up the situation, be able to find the right values or be able to present evidence in the courthouse. And that's what needs to take place. And okay, because I'm not going to say that this public defender keep saying, "Oh, get evaluated, go get evaluated." And the judge and they're like, "Oh yeah, I think she's fine with the outpatient services. There's no need to put her in this." So we need to be threatening to put me in a mental facility. What, sir? I asked me in this courtroom. Y'all keep asking me to come back in here. Y'all keep saying my court appearance has to be in court. Why? I have emails. You have to come inside. I'm not making this shit up. All of it's in my email. Fabian Lawson, 30,000, 2020. I email more than what percent. That's my public defender. Fabian Lawson, 2020 at Gmail. Fabian Lawson, 30,000 at Gmail. Between my leasing, between leasing and um, judge, judge, attorney, and all that for my hearing, for my DCFS appeal, all the evidence, and the state attorney and the judge, it's on DCFS, all of it sent through one of those emails. Sent messages, hundreds of emails between November, December, January, March, April, January, February, March. Emails, videos, pictures of my son, pictures of this man, pictures of my broken teeth, everything. Me writing, letters explaining why I'm sending you these certain things and all that. None of it I was able to use April 15th. When this state attorney that I've been talking to this whole time and this judge gets on and we're talking about this case, none of it. I remember screaming at them, literally screaming at them, like this man had broke my teeth, like literally threatening my son, like in the hearing, selling them this stuff. You mean tell me none of this showed up in my denial paper? I have video, man. They didn't even let me show the video. Everything I said was unfounded. I did not find grounds to present this information properly. That's what they were telling me. 60 days later, June 4th, 3 weeks ago, I got a letter denying the appeal that I went through. It's almost like a court hearing on the phone. Everything that I've had, since he's called me in October and told me I was denied, everything I've had between these CCFS has been me calling, asking where to send my evidence to, pushing it back because I was trying to get the videos. I had to go to Verizon and he told me about this app I can download to switch to gigabytes so I can send it through email. So I pushed it back because the hearing was supposed to be in March, but I asked for an extension. So it got pushed to April. Because, I'm collecting evidence. I go in there and they, all the evidence that she needed, found grounds to get all these charges and stuff like that. So now we in the courthouse and all this to testify against me. Found grounds to put evidence, docket, into evidence. It was some of the police reports. But these police reports that I called on him, you know, they entered the house and um, I seemed to be disturbed or upset. Oh, yeah, right. I did. You wouldn't say so. No, she wasn't disturbed or distressed. Why we got to start with the stress? Sir, did that ever cross you? Or did you just already have your perception about me from the first time I found you? Or did you eventually create a perception after speaking? It seemed like you got locked up in your jail for one night and all of a sudden you feel to him and I got the wrong him. Like, I really, really trying to put this together. I'll be done with it tonight. We keep coming back and we keep talking about it. I already post on Facebook that I've been documenting it on YouTube. And yeah, we're gonna go from here. We're gonna see what's gonna lead to. Am I gonna go to the mental facility? Like, really? That's what I'm gonna do. I told my sister, I'm not agreeing to take no medicine. None of that, sir. What I'm gonna do? Get up in this bitch every morning and work out. I'm gonna do my schoolwork. I'm gonna go back to the gym. The same shit I do right up in this house. Shit, I might as well be in a mental facility in this bitch. I'm living right by myself, bored as hell. Gonna threaten me with inpatient services. We're not gonna talk about anything that happened, but we're going to label you as someone who cannot stand a trial and should be in a facility where they give people medicine who can't control themselves and needs to be told what to do. Needs to be told what time to eat. Needs to be told when to take a bath, when to get out. But when I was homeless and was looking for a place to stay, walking out my savings, being in hotels and all that, when I actually needed a place to stay, you weren't able to do that. Now that you're cocked in the video and threatening me, doing my arrest and all of that, now I'm crazy as hell. Now I done lost my motherfucking psychopath, motherfucking mind. I'm loco. Cuckoo for motherfucking Cocoa Puffs is what we was saying. It's retard. Slow. On the motherfucking small bus. I don't recall. I done called me 10 motherfucking times while I hit 5th grade and still be on top of my face. I remember my 5th grade teacher was down and my music teacher took me and my mom took pictures of me. Now, lean on me, lean on my strong. That was RSV regulation. That we walked up to. I went through so many schools, but I want to say the school was in Leicester. I went to a pecan farm and lake in Leicester and then back to the pecan farm. And I went to Monroe Elementary by Callaway on the north side. I remember because that's when I learned how to swim with my brother doing in school. But yeah, I'm both 5th grade. To the fact I can show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In West Jackson, I'm just counting West Jackson. We live on Army Base to East Street, Capitol Street, the other end, Capitol Street, the other end, East Street. My auntie had a house on my end of East Street. My grandma house where I, kind of like born, I guess, had a first time in my home. When my granddad passed away right while I was born. Her house was off in school. Preschool I started going to when I was a little girl, Miss Black, and my son ended up going to high school with us. She was a teacher at the preschool out in Jackson. So literally, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just right there in the area. So, and it's just my mom just trying to, keep the bills paid, trying to keep. But yeah, my brothers, they was some tough cookies to deal with, let's just say, and a lot of landlords were not happy with them being around people. Um, so I guess, coming up in the hood, you come off as intimidating, not even trying to be just on a protective measure. But never was like my intention then, like I guess like competing in college and lift the weights and all that since I was, a teenager. Like literally, my coach, U.S. history coach, the one who did the volleyball at Jackson State, was my track and field coach. So he introduced me to throwing shot put and discus. And eventually won some state championships and all that. I was talking about that earlier. But yeah, he was my U.S. history coach. So, um, yeah, this like none of this shit just makes sense to me. It's just pissing me the fuck off. Like the more I think about it, it really is like, but I don't get how like I want to know my fucking life. I could have did it for a long time ago. Like before I ever went to college, long before I ever came to Illinois. The secret is it ain't hard to find trouble, especially where real slow. When I say slow, it's just like not a lot of work, not a lot of opportunity. So I said, because we push education, we got kids who, the actor, she from Mississippi, went back to graduated when she was 15, went to college when she was 16. But see, people been there, like Martin Luther King, they started putting stipulation on ages of when you graduated, but they were graduating early from high school. Where I should have graduated my 11th grade. I was finishing out my credits. Had I know I was taking AP Chem, AP Calculus, AP Lit my 12th grade year, which were credit that you could take to get to use for college. So, graduating a year early, a few years early ain't new because, obviously kids could advance and moved up in grades and all that kind of stuff. But, like, that ain't nothing new. Martin Luther King was one of the people who graduated when he was 16. He was a big reader. So, people who read a lot are very, very smart. Um, because they teach themselves. And like, they have to come from a teacher and be, they literally, you read yourself, teach yourself. So maybe I should read some family law books and criminal law books and figure out what the fuck going on. But from what I see, like, I might not have the legal terms to say, but definitely my civil rights have been fucking provoked several times in these situations. Um, they're not given access to properly, equally, all of that. So don't know who or what or when, but I bet you it's gonna happen because I'm gonna keep talking about it. I posted it on Facebook. That I put my documentary up on YouTube Live. I'm gonna post it in my domestic violence group. I'm gonna post it in UCFS, um, Illinois Corrupt. Facebook without any people just recently. Um, Found these little groups on Facebook. DCFS CPS Corruption in Illinois group. They have literally a group that they made. Let me see how long this group been around. 500 members. Let me see who made it. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot because it's so many people in Illinois. But think about how many people are not even being counted. Um, but all it takes is one. You know, and so we always talk about all it takes is the right person to come across it. But yeah, I was trying to see who is actually on looking avoid yet, but I'm not really finding the answer right now. Find it eventually. I keep twirling around. It's not coming up right now. But yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna keep exposing the situation as much as I can. Um, so I can get the right answers. That's my intention is never to ruin anyone's life, but I, let them know like that, like I have my own stuff. If you trying to come after me, then okay, I come after you. But I guess, that was your intentions from the beginning. That's why she called you. You know, you sit here listen to everything I got to say in your head. You was gonna indicate me and make sure you found me. Cause you didn't call me in October laughing about it while I'm laying in my son bed as if, you had did your job. You helped me. But I thought that's what caseworkers are supposed to do. Put you in a better situation for your child. Because you didn't help me at all. Not at all. So when I get time, I'm gonna go back through my pictures and videos and replay some more stuff and talk about it again. But yeah, I'm definitely drained today. But I had to well I went and over I had watched BET Live. I mean BET Awards this weekend and I saw the new girl, Andre Day actor, same girl, but she had played in the Billie Holiday movie and won an Academy Award. So I had found that movie, which was really good. I, remember people talk about Billie. I remember a girl named Billie, probably named after this girl, and I went to school with us. Um, and she used to get mad and wants to call herself something else. Her first name is Billie, but she always called herself. But probably has some history to do with her message and what she kind of fought for through her music. I didn't know that was her story. I had heard of her as a singer or being a favorite singer, famous singer back in the day with, your Aretha Franklin and Pat LaBelle and all them people. But I didn't know like her message, or why, or that the, law was even trying to mess with her on account of her singing about the stuff that was going on in the South. I didn't even know that song was very prevalent. Um, and never learned a lot about that history. We learned about Maya Angelou, Rosa Parks, all those historian figures, but not no one in music that kind of stood up for black, activists or being a black activist or a speaker for the issues that were taking place. So I thought that was a um, good movie. Like she said, it seemed they were just mad at her and wanting to be someone and being black and beautiful and really sending a prevalent message other than being their entertainment, which was why they didn't like her, not necessarily for her drug habit. They just tried to override it and make it seem like it was the issue because of the legal system or what could be backed up behind, someone that was dealing with drugs. So they just used that as, a play role or a play go to really just stop her being activist or a voice for Black people or the things that were being done to Black people um, in her music. Um, so, and especially obviously that Pacific song, which was what was it called? Fruit, bad fruit, or some strange fruit. That's what she called it, strange fruit. Um, this is my first time ever just listening to the lyrics of it and what she was saying and like how strong her message was, they were mad about the crops. That's what the hell they were mad about. They wanted people to be slaves, picking free, picking, making their money and making their income freely. They didn't want to see a black man having his own property in his own home, taking care of his family, growing his own crops and making his own money. They didn't want to see that. So they lied upon a lot of them, took a lot of their families Even to this day, we'll look down there and see that there's a lot of people that are 20 years in prison off of a traffic ticket, drug charge, or, something very small. Um, now that the marijuana is illegal, they're even, you know, getting rid of a lot of the people that actually went to jail for marijuana crimes or whatever. But it's just the things that people are in jail for, and like the how small the crime is and how long it is. Or some people might be on death row for something that's not death row. Shouldn't be a sentence or shouldn't be that charge for them, but just sit in jail, like waiting those situations out, like that they can't prove their case or show anything. So, um, I mean, that was a very like true, like deep message. I had watched another movie that was something like that about a black lawyer that actually was from up north, but went down south after he became a lawyer here to fight um, for people that were in them situations. I forgot the name of the movie, but I remember fighting really strong for one specific man who was innocent and claimed to have been murdered someone's wife or something, but actually he wasn't the one who did it. And, it was based on a true story or whatever. Um, but like I said, I really enjoyed that Billie Holiday and like what she stood for. I didn't like how, they still even on her deathbed tried to paint the narrative, as her being, some, heroin drug addicted person who, had no control of her life, who was going to be convicted for a crime for going down for a drug that she wasn't even, given to her community. She was using it for herself. Um, but it was more so, like I said, they didn't want her to pass the mass message as a black beautiful woman, being an advocate for a community. They didn't want to see that. Just saw her as entertainment. So yeah, I guess that's what people look at me as, just entertainment. I should go be a stripper, sit at home and be someone's, little puppet on the shelf, and they just tell me what to do because I'm not educated. I mean, I'm not light enough or not I don't know, the right ethnicity to have as much education or, to be able to use my common senses or, you know, um, not have to use my body in order to get an income to actually, my brain. So it's kind of like sad, that people have these mindsets when it's like, oh, historical black colleges and historically black majority of black people go to these schools and graduate and get degrees and become lawyers and judges and doctors and teachers and all of this. Like my sister's about to retire, like 20 years in registered nurse, oh degree, 4 year degree. Like auntie, same thing. So it's like hard for me to even imagine, you know, to put such a stipulation on your family, your child, whoever. Um, why? Because of the opportunities that you limited to yourself to. I couldn't imagine limiting myself. Like, once I put God one point, why? I want to because I want to push what I know he's capable of out of it. I want to help him progress. I want to help him identify things so he can come about it and be able to converse more. So we can know what he's passionate about and what he enjoyed more so that we can work around those things and push that more in his life. So it's just like, why the fuck, would I even, be doing all of this stuff if I wasn't trying to, you know, protect me and my child? Why, you tell me to go, I go straight to the damn courthouse. Like, so why would I be if we're just having such a good life, why would I even be wanting to involve the police? In the report, they, the first part is a saying in there that tried to make it seem like I enjoy calling police or something. Like, oh, every black person enjoys calling the police on their boyfriend. That's a stereotype or statistics that's what black women do because oh, maybe their boyfriend has warrants or involved in, something. So, It's just the statistics. Like, damn, I'm glad I grew up where I grew up from because I want to even realize that this shit actually exists. Sitting here reading it, like, damn, they just stereotyping me to what, they, what they see as a black person, you know, and it's kind of sad because it's like even some of these artists and rappers have went to college and got like the way people don't know that Lil Wayne went all the way to college. Why you think his vocabulary when he rap is it ain't like real soft simple words. He literally use higher vocabulary when he's rapping. Yeah, like you don't even realize that. It's like the College of Art of Institution in Chicago. He went to a school down there the same way that works on vocals and music and instruments and what do you call it? Acting and all of that because one of my son's father went to the University College of Institutions here. What's their last names? Are they Kellys? Anyway, we had met them in Florida one year, but they're from here. This wife is a teacher at the school my stepdaughter used to go to. She's a teacher for years. She's coming up on retirement, and the husband's a pastor. So they were talking about renewing our vows when we were in Florida or something. But anyway, they were taking the stepdaughter to Disney. Um, so I'm trying to think of what the last name was. I remember going to their home church. It's in the city. It's in Chicago. Like he pastor their church in the city. His son like played the drums and music out every instrument. He like make his own music out, whole studio in their house, everything. Um, Dang, I can't think of her last name. When I go over there to elementary, I believe it's up in her class before. What's her lady last name? I can picture both of them. Cameron is his name. Cameron. What's his last name? I forgot his last name. Anyway, he stayed up here and went to the University of Chicago and teaching arts and what is it? I don't know what I call it. It ain't arts and science. My degree is arts and science, but that's arts and something. Um, But yeah, so it's kind of like one of those schools. But I'm saying that's what people don't realize. Like just because we like sitting in public schools, like some of us had opportunities to at least go to community college, not, at a university. And a lot of us went to universities. I remember going out of high school and going to university. Some people I went to high school with. They didn't even go do athletics. They just went straight to Mississippi State. Like maybe had a family that could help them get through college, get a degree and stuff. So it's like, we're not just sitting in there. That's the only place we've ever been in our life. We don't know anything outside of that state. Like, that's not how it is. Like, some of us actually trying to get outside our state. In other places, like even before I went to college, my church would take us to Florida. We would do church trips, like take us to Memphis to go see the Martin Luther King exhibit, take us to Florida, went to Universal Studios, Disney, I remember Settle King and everything. And my sister getting on the church bus, taking trips, you know. So it's not like, we don't see it outside of our city, the city girls, such as say, city boys, whatever, you know, little ratchet, little gospel down in the city. So that's what Gerard said, but she probably just a little hood and little I love God all mixed up in one. You might have in the city person. Um, and that's what I just say, like we ain't stupid, like it did us that, like we get educated, so we know both sides. We see our family, you use Section 8 government assistance like it's a ritual or religion, okay? And then on the other side, we can see people have salaries and retirements and benefits and, benefit from that side of the government. So, it kind of opened our perspective to the government, no matter what side you're on, you're still going through the ass to be taken care of anyway. You guess you get to choose, what side. And I ain't gonna let not you police officer, I'll make that decision for you because I could have made that decision way before I came to Mississippi. Mississippi, the poorest state. I wanted to go government assistance. I just stayed on down there. So, you know, I saved I ain't asked to be up there. They tell you, understand? I ain't asked to be up there at all. So, um, I'm not sure why the hell, me, um, trying to be protected so cause my goddamn name to be an issue in your fucking state, but I'm here to clear that. I sure am, and don't have no reason to go back down south until I do. Because what the hell I'm gonna go down there with a fucked up ass thing to do something I could have done 15 months fucking years ago. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. So it's gonna take me a couple of years to get through this master's anyway. So I guess during that time I'll be, fighting for my name. In hopes of, clearing it so I can go and be with my son, which that's the only thing I want to do in the first place. I would fucking not be in this state or keeping any of the shit or want to be around any of the people or care to call any of your asses or anything. I just want this undocumented, untrustworthy ass motherfucker out of my house. That you allowed in your state. Okay? You allow all of this in your state and don't educate people on how um, on the if, whens, and whereabouts and what to do in these situations. And it seems like most of the time you take their side over a black person. It's obviously black people, the people who are harming or hurting these people that's coming from these different countries. If that's your history, Illinois, I'm not a part of your fucking history. Okay? And down south, they barely ain't letting two motherfuckers come through there claiming to be undocumented. Isaac been sweep that bitch up. That's what they called it. I didn't even know that was a thing either. We don't watch the news about it. We learn by he say, she say, my mom probably thought, she's it's so much more. I watched it for a little while and I kind of go back to it. I thought it. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not even a prevalent conversation. That's something I heard more about, talked about here than ever talked about down south, you know. Like I just started when we were going to Memphis, like seeing Hispanic people like in Tennessee. We talking about redneck city, country boy town, okay. But Memphis, obviously you have this toward the city like Jackson, Chicago, or Detroit, you know, city, and these little red line cities. Or more what would I say? Um, like I said, city. So that was my first time I stayed in a hotel and saw like a Hispanic person working in one of them. Like they not, temp agencies just is becoming prevalent. I remember my nephew who was in jail calling me a couple of summers ago and mentioning getting his girlfriend or wife who he left all this money with to open up a temp agency down there. And so, like I said, they're just becoming prevalent because they're not necessary. It's not like a lot of people are coming through there, you know, um, and they just giving you a job. No, you find a gas station, a food place, or so you gonna work 30 days and then get you an interview. They gonna run your background check. Like, just like going to a job, and that's just for your regular, like, restaurant food, and there's not a lot like Bolingbrook right now. 22, 24 headquarters, factories, and warehouses. Headquarters are sitting in Bolingbrook. So how many, you know what I'm saying? So you can just live in the opportunity is not down in Mississippi um, like that. So it's like you're not even pushing these people to be there. You don't want them to be here. Because the educated person won't even want to sit there and work for them. That's robot ass type shit. Now you just physical fitness and you like to move on your job. Most men are like hands on. You like one of those person, whatever. Okay, that's type work we all for you. Like, I don't know if AI ain't even gotta think about it. That's not at work. I mean, like nothing a person will enjoy. Now I ain't spit 5 years of college that shit. Mm-mm. Maybe I'll wait till I'm 35 out of your city, go start my life over and still see you and think you fucking like a bitch. Straight up. But in the meantime, make sure somebody hear every goddamn word and every goddamn thing that happens. Because that wasn't my history. So I'm not going to come up here and accept history that I didn't even live through. Or none of my family. Not the ones who made me. Maybe some of my brothers, my grandma, sisters, there was 13 of them. Some of them came with grandmoms. I got people in Harvey. And I got people in, she mentioned two places. Harvey and something else. I think she said Flint. Harvey and Flint. That's what she said. Hmm. I mean, I remember one of my Uncle Percy's like lived in Oregon or something. Because he used to come to like family reunions and stuff. But out of the 13 brothers and sisters, no, I think we had a few that came this way of my grandmother's siblings. Um, like I said, it's not my history. I got taught different. I got kind of denied tradition. So, certain ethnicity, maybe more than one. Obviously, especially when you got several of them all coming in, and you have to be accepting of it and the languages, and they're not scared to expose or speak their language to the point where you are literally fighting up here for common grounds. Yeah, you was having some problems. What even talking about any history, religion? Don't talk about shit. You can touch somebody's, you know, nerve every time you talk. Because somebody is going to agree. You get what I'm saying? If somebody that lived a different life, a different history, or came up in a different religion, may not eat certain foods, or, it's all that. Or may date multiple people, and that's cool in their religion. Married to multiple people. I remember working with some Muslims, and that was a thing. Like I 5 wives, you want to be number six. I mean, if you like it, I love it, but I just want to rare. I can laugh and say like just I love it for you, not for you. I'll show up at your wedding, give you a gift, tell you congratulations, dad, want you celebrate everything. You gotta accept each other comes and differences. You have to, like, especially if you're in a place where you didn't allow all this shit. You allowed this shit. They ain't just walking these motherfuckers by themselves and think it's okay to be up here. Nobody had to tell them it was okay to be up in this motherfucker for years. Even open up places so they can go and have work and not have to have any issues. Which I don't get me wrong, America got all the resources in the world. I love it. It needs to be a place where we found more common ground. It's the founding. I guess it'll bring us back to unity. Maybe eventually that we was all split up and put in a different, religions and languages and all that. And, now America is, kind of what they call it, just the culture. That's what Black is kind of picking up on because now we got a lot of different, maybe people from other ethnicities or maybe, out could claim a different, and still represent the Black culture. So, because of what they have gained in America and lived here throughout the years, they listen to the Monica and the Beyonce and, the Fantasia growing up and, like the hair and the dressing and the clothing and, that's their way of life because they 3, 4 generations here, 5 generations here. So now they're considered more, American. I remember talking to a lady, and I don't even think it clicked then. It's, more so clicked later. She was like, oh yeah, we're kind of more American, but my grandma family, like, they're still this group, and I'm just like, and really, because like, there's not a lot of difference being American, not American down south. We just black or white. You black, you white, black. Like they might have just started adding other ethnicities, Asian American, and that's even a questionable thing. Is you black or you African American? Is you black African American? Are you black American or African American? Which one? You know, like that could be talked about. You know, for us, because our ancestors from over there, but our culture is created here. And African people are actually coming from over there, in these times that they continue their language, food, culture, and ours is a whole different, way of living, a whole different belief, behavior, maybe a whole different religion. So definitely, a different perspective. Definitely, I feel you learn, you live, you learn. And this is what we learn from. Um, but I ain't gonna let it stop me. I guess tomorrow I'm calling. I shouldn't be doing some of these classes because they keep emailing me talking about some, July's field from them Sunday for classes. So let me see which ones that they tell me will be more valuable for this degree. But obviously, I feel like I need to know that. Now I kind of come in with a different perspective. Um, not that I'm not going to give each and every student the same, effort when I'm trying to help them to learn. It's just that, I'll realize, maybe why certain, ethnicities may approach learning the way they do. Whether, the care, why the care is not there. My emotions won't be, so it'll be more logical. Because me, I'm like, you need to care for education, because of where I came from. And then I'm like, I don't give two fucks about education, I never get enough out of it. So, I can see it from both sides and kind of understand, where to push and where to draw the line. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, lesson learned. Learning the history of education, and seeing the different perspectives and stuff. But like that, I mean, you get to eliminate the fact that or deny my history and my perspective because of yours. You get what I'm saying? If I'm open to your perspective in the way you were raised, then I expect you to be, or give me that same respect. I don't have these double standards where only your or the way you were raised, matters or is beneficial to you. That shouldn't be the case. So it's damn near 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was angry. The Panamanian who barely speaks any fucking English couldn't translate anything to save his fucking life. So when I know for a fact somebody is helping him, I feel like somebody's looking at right now. I don't know if it's fucking sister. Me as a bad fucking person when I tell you, I swear to God, I will testify in the name of Jesus on that motherfucking stand about me and my motherfucking son. While he's been here talking about I was gonna bring somebody else in my fucking life and some other man and all this shit. The whole time I'm calling the fucking police on you because you didn't hit me in my motherfucking mouth and put your hands on my motherfucking son and you got the nerve enough to talk about other fucking men and all this shit. I'm gonna pull the fucking lying ass fucking email. When I say this man don't speak probably a bit of fucking English and barely could translate the fucking language. He can speak a little English. So talking about translating it from Spanish to fucking English, there ain't no fucking way he's sitting here and coming up with these fucking emails. And then has access to my new email. This is the email that I started just last year so I can look for jobs when I got fucked up by the pandemic. Do you hear me? So how do you even have access to my new email when I wanted nothing to do with you, when I constantly called the police on you multiple fucking times in my motherfucking house over 9 motherfucking times? Do you hear me? For knocking my motherfucking
and put your hand on my child, trying to get you out my motherfucking house, and you mean to tell me he can sit here with these lying ass motherfucking emails that somebody in this motherfucking DCFS or motherfucking judges or court helping his motherfucking ass to come up with motherfucking lies? Bitch, I swear to God, I'll take it all the way to motherfucking federal court. I will protest in the motherfucking street. I will tell my story to every motherfucking person that will motherfucking listen. Do you hear me? And I didn't put my son in danger. That motherfucker did. I didn't do anything to my motherfucking son. And he's been here sending me these emails. Ladies, I did a son and they came up with this bullshit fucking so he can fucking send it to me. And I'm gonna pull a fucking email up and read every motherfucking word. Do you hear me? And scream every motherfucking word out of it. Do you motherfucking hear me? I swear to God, I am. This is the email.
So that's why I came on Facebook. Just read all the talked about all the bullshit that he tried to defend himself. I don't see how you defend yourself for pushing somebody like this. Threatening him and the fucking son. You know, I don't think we should have anything fucking this anymore. Fucking this. We have no reason to warn, should, thought it was okay to do any of that shit. You know, even before I moved here, you were around my son. You know, like, if I, you know, felt like you were any threat to him before then, you know, I think I would just move into my apartment. Um, so the question is, why is this woman continuing to call the police? Why is she agitated, irritated every time we come to the door? Is her son, does it look like she's hurt her son? Do you look like you miss a mirror? Like he's staying so well? They have the same stuff on you, came the next day. Not where he has no sleep. He had got comfortable sleeping at the top of his bed. So I knew, like, okay, I'll be in the whole sleep, I'll fall asleep at the bottom because I sleep by itself. But that's when I just started staying in there with him. I was planning on getting I got affected by the pandemic. I was wondering how I was gonna get the extra fucking furniture and continue to furnish the other rooms. And then at that point, I still just started sleeping there with my son. I had no reason to even want to come out. And then when we started getting even crazy, I put that eyewitness to explain to a police officer that I had was putting that kitchen, my son's kitchen in front of that door so I can know that when he came to my son's room. So definitely keep fighting, keep going, no problem. Then I can, yes, yes. So this just popped up in my phone. This is a great time. Show what you're watching and then show what you've been. Change the channel. I'm gonna go ahead and get off this Facebook Live. I've been documenting stuff for 2.5 hours, and I'm gonna continue to document my revisit my pictures so I can continue to remember the things that happened. You know, like that's what a person who goes through trauma, we take them through the environment so they can relive the situation, so they can remember more facts or whatever, remember more things that happened, more details. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go back to my pictures and relive it as I haven't been reliving it every time I went back into courthouse to think that this is the same courthouse I was sent to and never would have been in the first place. Um, as if I haven't been already doing that. I'm saying reliving the issue. Um, being in this house, knowing that, like my whole point was to give my son a room, where I was having a problem myself, and he don't even have the um, okay to be even be here. That's the first thing he'll do. He'll come in and go straight to his room. That's the first thing he did when his dad brought him over the last time in December. So yeah, we shall see.